Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to
your What Do You Want to Know Wednesday. So this is how this is going to look from now on. On a Wednesday, this training is going to be brought to you by both of us. It is pre-recorded, but we've done that so that we can jump on together and give you as much value as possible. And also, it means you can watch it at any time as well. So it's great for you guys because it's always going to be there rather than sort of disappearing somewhere into the Facebook.
And we know that we both have a little bit different ideas, and we are doing great trainings together.
Yes.
So we decided to do it like that and see how you like it.
We would love to get your feedback as always. Let us know if it works for you. Let us know if there's any ideas, because we're obviously doing these like month by month. So if you would like to see any particular training, this is your group for you. So as always, we're open to feedback and would love to get ideas from you, what you would like to see and learn about as we move forward into a new year.
Yeah.
So today we are starting off our journey by doing a book review. So we're going to basically give you 12 months worth of personal development reading. Now, all of these books I've read, or Martina's read, or we've both read. Most of them I think we've probably both read, to be honest with you. So we're going to go through month by month, and we're going to give you a book a month to read. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a reminder at the beginning of each month as to what book we've suggested. So don't worry if you don't get everything written down now, because as the month appears on the 1st of February, you'll have a new book.
Yeah, and we can have a chat afterwards about these books throughout the month as well. So yeah, that will be exciting.
Okay, so before we start giving you the books and the titles and telling you why we love them, we'll talk a little bit about why we feel that it's really important for you to spend a little bit of time each month working on yourself in different ways when it comes to self-development. So we know reading's not always for everyone, and we are giving you book reviews, but I mean, these can be listened to in audio, like Audible, or they can be read on a Kindle. You can watch podcasts, you can watch YouTube videos, but it's really important that you do a little bit for yourself each month in developing yourself, not just for your business, but for you as a human being, for your development moving forward.
In the same time, it's not only about the self-development, which is super important, but it's about filling the cup as well.
Yes.
So when you listen to these motivational books, you will feel much more motivated to actually do something, and you'll see the books which we will be recommending. It is. Yeah, and as Carly said, you don't need to listen to them. You don't need to read them. You can listen to them, or vice versa. I've read out of the 12 books which we are going to give you, I've read only one, and I've listened to most the others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have time to read, but listening while driving, walking is what I always can find the time for. But everyone's different, so do however you want to do it. But yeah, it's very important for your business.
Yeah. And listen, I love books. I love books, but I don't have a huge amount of time to sit down and read. But what I do try and do, I do a mixture. So I'll always have a book by my bedside table that I can grab and read. Sometimes I'll read 5 minutes in the morning. Sometimes I'll read 15, 20 minutes of a night. But for instance, I'm going to clean the house after this call, and there'll be Audible on in the background while I'm hoovering and cleaning and doing stuff. So rather than me switching on the television and listening to some rubbish on there, I'd rather try and feed my mind with something that's going to help me throughout the year. And like Martina said, it's not just for your business. Some of these books are based around network marketing, and it's definitely worth periodically through the months listening to something that's going to grow your business as well as growing your mind personally, because we do get stuck. Like, I know if I go for a couple of months where I don't actually sit and actively listen to other people doing Sensi trainings or talking about the industry, I start to run out of ideas myself. So it's really good to fill your cup up, both personally for your personal development, but also for business ideas as well. We promise.
And definitely not only in the team page, as me and Carly usually have the same ideas over and over again and again. We are looking for different peoples and their ideas in Sensi business, in direct selling, outside of Sensi business as well. So yeah, just go on YouTube, go on Audible, find some books, videos, podcasts. Yeah, very important.
And so look, we're asking, it's January, it's the start of a new year. Let's make a commitment to each other to listen, read, watch something every single month. We both guarantee that if you do one book, Audible, podcast, whatever it is you choose to do each month for the next 12 months, you will be a different version of you by this time next year. We can guarantee it.
Definitely.
So,
yes.
Shall we start? Let's start with this month, shall we?
Yeah.
So one of the people that you are the sum of who you surround yourself with, the 5 people that you surround yourself with. And I've got to admit, some of the people that are in human form in front of me aren't always too positive. So I look for people outside of the people that I hang with, like family and friends sometimes, to bump up to fill up my cup. And one of the people that I listen to religiously, like nearly every day, is Brene Brown. And I have done for the last 6 months or so. I've read books and stuff by her before, but sort of religiously sort of immersed myself in her work has been something that has been a daily practice, because I think she is awesome. Not only is she super quick, super funny, but she's really vulnerable and she's a mess a lot of the time as well, which I love. Like I really resonate with the problems that she has with her family and her husband and her work, but she's just, to me, she's inspiring. So the first book that I'm going to recommend for January is The Gifts of Imperfection by Brene Brown. Now, the reason why I wanted to put this right at the top in January is because it really does give a test level of where you're at the beginning of the year. You have something called guideposts in this book. So it's the guidepost on how to live an authentic, vulnerable life. And what she asks you to do at the beginning of the book is go onto her website, which is www.brenebrown.com, and she asks you to take the Guidepost Test. And it's a free test and you get to print it out. And basically, it gives you an idea of where you need to work and in what areas of your life. And then you begin to read the book, and the book covers each guidepost, and it will give you ideas on how to improve those areas of your life where you need to. Now, this book I've listened to and I've read. I read it like ages ago and did the test. And like I've read it periodically throughout the year as well. So I've probably read this book about 3 times this year, because I just think it's a really good thing to do whenever you're feeling a little bit wobbly or you're not quite sure of where you're going. Grab the book, go through the guideposts, do the review. And that's why this is so perfect to do at the beginning of the year, because it's going to give you an assessment of where you want to work on yourself with personal development and how you can do that. So that's the first book, and I just wanted to read you a little passage from the beginning of it that always makes you go like bumpy. Okay, so, and this is like a bit of a message to you guys from us on how to start your year as well. So may we find the courage to let go of who we think we're supposed to be, so that we can fully embrace our authentic selves, the imperfect, the creative, the vulnerable, the powerful, the broken, and the beautiful. May we show ourselves and others the compassion that comes from knowing that we are all made of strength and struggle. And may we create a just and equitable world where privilege isn't a prerequisite for self-expression and authenticity, where everyone feels invited and safe to express their power and their vulnerability. And last, may we experience the strength of connection, the love of belonging, and the grace of pure joy. It's a really beautiful book, really beautiful book. Nice. Definitely, that's our recommendation to you for January. Go read it, go listen to it. Next one's Beach Money. I'll let you talk about this one, Martina.
Right, beach money. I think that it changed both my and Carly's journeys.
Totally.
With Sensi when we read it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
It's written by Jordan Adler,
mm-hmm.
and it's pretty much his journey in direct selling. And he is just telling his story, when he started, how he started, why he started, how many companies he's gone through, why he kept going, and what he achieved. Why it changed our journeys so much, I think, is first of all, it shows that the journey is not easy and you just need to stick with it. You need to believe the system. And it gives you the motivation. It shows you that if you keep going, you will get where you want to be. It shows that the only failure is quitting, pretty much. And it's very easy to read or listen to.
It's inspiring. It's not very business. It's not businessy, is it?
No. I mean, it has some tips on direct selling as well, but it's more motivational. It's more just listening to a story of someone who's been really successful in direct selling, but the success didn't come easily and right away.
I think the most powerful part of the book for me, you'll probably agree with me, Martina, is the story of your life, writing the story of your life, and the way that he did that. We won't tell you any more about that. We want you to go and read the book. But for you to read that book and then for you to go and do that is, it changes.
It's very powerful.
Very powerful book for sure. So that's our February recommendation to you. Our March recommendation is one of my, so this guy, Robin Sharma, has written 2 books that I've read, both of which are on this list. And this is the first one. And it's The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. It's a really cool book. I love the way that Robin Sharma writes, because you're like, I don't know, like you're reading it and you're like, is this real? Is this a story? Like the way that it's done is so clever, and it just draws you in. And there is so many powerful lessons to be learned from this story. It's all about a guy who he's a really powerful lawyer, living his life to excess, really not looking after his health, really out of shape, and he has a massive heart attack that changes everything for him. It's a lot about teaches us about how to create our own happiness, our own inner peace, find our joy, and how we do that. And it's not always in the things that we perceive that to be, like as in the Ferrari or the material stuff. So it's a really uplifting, powerful book. I loved it. So it's definitely one that we would recommend for you guys. And what we've tried to do with these book reviews is try to sort of balance them out with something that's going to really uplift you, and also the following month something that's going to sort of teach you something about the business as well. So we're trying to.
This is not a business like direct selling book, but definitely an awesome self-development book. And once you read it, you will want to find more books from him as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it's one of the things that Becca Levi always said, she's one of the superstar directors in our upline, is that this really is personal development with a paycheck. And I know both me and Martina hadn't been hugely into personal development before we came along to Sensi. And it's one of the huge blessings that I count as this, probably one of the biggest things that I've taken from this business, apart from the support it gives to my family, is the growth that it's given me as a person, for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
So April is Be a Direct Selling Superstar by Mary Christensen, and we've both met her, haven't we, Martina?
Yeah.
She's a lovely.
Yeah. She actually lives here in Queenstown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's as the name says, it's a book which guides you through direct selling, through all the parts of it. So selling, recruiting, leading.
Yeah.
And
And it's really
she is just one point I'd say is that it's been written quite a while ago, and it doesn't really include social media and online selling. It's more about, which is good. I do believe that it's good to read or listen to that book, because a lot of people rely only on social media these days in direct selling, which is not the best, and people should know how to talk to people in direct selling. So yeah, definitely worth.
And she's a lot more party plan focused, which is what we are. We're a party plan company, you know, and I think sometimes we forget that, like Martina said, we just rely so much on social media. So it really goes down to the basics, like the 101 of direct selling, you know, like if you have just joined yesterday, you could read this book and get so much from it. If you've been doing this gig for 10 years, you would read it and go, oh, why have I stopped doing that? I was doing that. Now I need to start doing that again. So it's great for any sort of stage you are as your business, as a refresher or as a, wow, this is this is the path that I need to take, you know? So May, we've got another bit of an inspirational one, and I love this book. This is actually something that I gift to people on a regular basis, and it's called Girl Wash Your Face by Rachel Hollis. It's another one, a little bit like Brene Brown, where she's so vulnerable and so raw and allows you to see that it's not all unicorns and rainbows all the time. You're modelling along. Unicorns and rainbows all the time, and like crap does hit the fan, and it's how you deal with it, and how you dust yourself off and come out stronger. With this one, I'm going to read out a quote that I loved from the book I wanted to share with you guys. But it's one of those ones that if you're at the beginning of your self-development journey, it's a really good book to grab as an easy read to start off. It's
a lot about believing in yourself, really, and knowing your worth.
Absolutely. So the quote I wanted to read you was, time passed and seasons change, and my new city eventually taught me one of the most vital lessons I've ever learned. Moving or traveling or getting away is just geography. Moving doesn't change who you are. It only changes the view outside your window. You must choose to be happy, choose to be grateful and fulfilled. If you make that choice every single day, regardless of where you are or what's happening, you will be happy. I just think that's really beautiful. So yeah, that's definitely a big recommendation from us for May. Girl Wash Your Face.
Yep.
Now, June, I couldn't decide. So like there's two books. You can pick whatever one resonates with you. Both of them are regarding network marketing. There's Get Over Your Damn Self by Romney Newstad, or Rock Your Network Marketing Business by Sarah, what's her surname?
Robbins.
Yeah, Robbins or Robbins? Roberts.
Robbins.
Sarah Robbins. So both of those, I think they're probably equally as good. They're just a little bit different. I've listened to the Audible of of Get Over Your Damn Self, and I really enjoyed it because it was quite a sort of no nonsense. It's taken from a real sort of female perspective, I feel. And I've read and listened to Rock Your Network Marketing Business, both of those, and I think that they both teach pretty similar things, but it's whoever you would resonate with more, I think. I don't know if you've got an opinion. You know?
I'd say that Get Over Your Damn Self is a bit more, how to say, like girly.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, well, it's like more female driven, more
into self-development, but in direct selling.
Yeah.
Your network marketing business is more, it's more business orientated a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Both of them will give you tasks to go out and do, which I loved about it. So it will give you actual physical ideas on how to grow your business. So both of them do that. Both of them cover similar sort of stage. Look, I don't think you go wrong with either one of them books. I think they're both a really good choice. If you want to read both, knock yourself out in June and read both of them. You know, I'll listen to both of them. But I must say the Audible version of Get Over Your Damn Self I love, because I just love it when the authors read the book.
Read it. Yeah.
It just, I don't, it gets to you,
Different.
it gets to you more, doesn't it? You just take it on board more, I think. So, yeah. So next one is one of Martina's, and I haven't actually listened to this one. It's Who Moved My Cheese? I love that title. It just makes me giggle.
It's an awesome book. You can read it in any stage of your life, really, and it's definitely for kids as well as for adults, as well as for elderly people, anyone really.
Yeah.
And it's kind of childish, a little bit written, but obviously as an adult you see in it whatever you're supposed to see in it. And every stage of your life you can see in it different stuff. It's all about changes and how to embrace changes, how to, that it changes in your life are definitely scary, but if you don't do them, you will just sit in one place and never get anywhere, really. Yeah, that's probably what it is about. Changes in life are super important, are happening all the time, and that's why whenever in any stage of your life it is applicable, really.
Yeah, I've never read it. It's definitely one, because I know you mentioned it before when we were doing, I can't remember what we were doing with one of the courses, I think.
You can, I mean, it's just a small book. You can read it within an hour maybe or something like that. I mean, it's just, yeah, easy, short book, but super powerful. I know a lot of businesses are using them as well. I can remember that when I was cleaning, had a cleaning job when Natalia was little. I used to clean bungee jumping in Queenstown, and I was cleaning the offices there, and they had the book on the table, which was, yeah, it was actually nice to see that it's really applicable for businesses, for individuals in any stage of your life. Yeah, I like that book.
Okay, so that was,
and it's written by Spencer Johnson.
So that's July. Who moved your cheese? Who moved
my cheese?
My cheese. Whose cheese? Your cheese.
My cheese.
Who moved my cheese? Okay, August this is a really powerful book. I didn't like the Audible version of this because I didn't like the lady that was narrating it. Her voice got on my nerves, but I've read the actual book itself and I really, really enjoyed it. It's Mindset by Carol Dweck.
Oh yeah, I didn't enjoy the audio either.
Yeah, she just totally switched me off. So the reason why this book came to pass with us is because it was actually a whole focus of Heidi's, one of Heidi's keynote speeches. I'm trying to think what year it was, Martina.
Last 2 years, definitely not.
Not, yeah. It was not the one before that. I think it was the one before that.
Maybe 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years ago. Yeah. So she did. Was it the swing? It was the swing for the fences one, wasn't it?
Sorry.
It was the swing for the fences one, I think.
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was how he changed his mindset about the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go for the Swing for the Fences reunion keynote speech by Heidi, that's really worth listening to because she quotes a lot of the book from that. But it's a great way of introducing you to growth mindset if you haven't already sort of come across it. And it's lots of different stories of people and how they've changed their perspective and how by flipping something round to a growth mindset rather than a set mindset, how different your life can be. And I know for me personally, like when Soph comes home now, they talk about growth mindset at school and they call it the brick brain or the bubblegum brain. I love that. Like, have you got a bubblegum brain when you're thinking about it? Are you like looking?
Oh, that's cool. Growing.
Or are you having a brick brain where you're just not looking to move? And you, so like, it's the stories that we tell ourselves, isn't it? And one of the big things that came out of the keynote speeches, and one of the big things in this book, is putting yet at the end of the conversation that you're having with yourself. So I don't know how to sell 2,000 PRV. If you stick the word yet on the end of that, it totally flips around the whole connotation of how you're talking to yourself. So it's definitely one, if you're somebody that's really hard on yourself and you find it really hard to praise yourself, and or even think at things in life with a positive spin, this is definitely going to be a good book for you to read.
Yeah, and it's actually quite funny because since then so many sensey people, like whenever you have a conversation with someone who's been there, they so often say, I have no idea how I'm going to do something, and then they think to themselves and say the yet at the end of that word, that sentence.
Me personally, that was probably one of the strongest keynote speeches that I've seen Heidi do. Well, one that affected me the most personally. I loved it. I loved it. So the Carol Dweck book, Mindset. Actually, that is your August book. Okay. And then where are we? September, we've got Go for the No, which is one of yours, Martina. I have no idea about this book. I've not listened to it at all, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's from, I know that from Ray Higdon, or how do you pronounce that?
Yeah, Ray Higdon, yeah.
Who is in a different direct selling company, on a high level, and they do a lot of training. And he is one of the co-authors. And it's pretty much what we've been told since we started with Sensei, and it's something what we are trying to teach you as well, and it's super difficult. And it's, go for no. The title of the book says what the book is pretty much about. It is explaining why, that's obviously when the answer on your question is yes, it's super powerful and it's exciting and that's what you want, but it is actually explaining that that the no, it's not a negative thing, and the more no's you get, the more probable yeses you will get as well. And that's what the book is about. It's just trying to set the mindset for you of not being scared of the no.
Yeah. Cool.
And it's coming from someone who is and has been for a long time and has been successful in this indirect selling business.
Yeah. Cool. And that's it. And that's a good one for us to read after the mindset one, because hopefully you've read your mindset, and then you by Carol Dweck, and then you're going to the Go for the No with a positive spin on how you talk to yourself about that. So that'll work really well. Okay, so we're now into October, and this is Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life by someone called Wayne Dwyer.
I haven't read
It's an awesome book. It's really easy listening. It's based on the teachings of, I think it's Lao Tzu is how you say it. He's a Chinese, he came up with 81 Chinese proverbs, basically, on how to live a powerful, happy, joyful life. And this is Wayne Dwyer's spin on it. If you've never listened to Wayne Dwyer before, I would really recommend you go onto YouTube and watch something called The Shift. It's a free film that you can watch. I think it's about an hour and a half. It would be great for you to watch that alongside listening to this book. I recommend this on Audible because it's him narrating it. He's passed away now, unfortunately. But for me, he's a very powerful, inspiring man. He really is. Very gently spoken. You could listen to him all day, and he's someone that you could put your headphones on and just listen to these proverbs and these verbs. It's very, very uplifting. But definitely watch The Shift alongside it as well, I would recommend. But if you haven't checked out Wayne Dwyer, definitely look him up. There's loads of freebie stuff on Spotify and stuff that you can listen to him about as well. But rather than read him, he's definitely somebody that you should be listening to, because he's got a beautiful, powerful voice. So Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life is 81 verses. of how to like live a balanced, joyful life. Just a nice uplifting book, nothing too heavy with that one.
Nice.
And then November, me and Martina have both read this book. I was really fortunate enough to hear her speak live in New York at a leadership convention. She's amazing. Mel Robbins, The 5 Second Rule. And the 5 second rule, it is the aim of the tagline of the book is it destroys down in 5 seconds. I love this book because not only does it give you stories on how the 5 second rule works. So basically what the 5 second rule is, when you have that little window of time before you make a decision, when you make a decision for you to actually take action. And the brain's really good at talking you out of doing the scary stuff. So it's that little period of time where you make the decision and you just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and you go and you move, rather than letting your brain take over and go, you can't do that, you're going to look stupid.
If it takes longer, you're not going to do it.
Absolutely. But I love this book alongside the fact that it gives those stories, but she also gives you actual pointers on how to do it. And she'll give you a few tips on like how to like set your mornings up, like how to like get ahead. I find her very inspirational.
Yeah. Agree.
So that's the November book. And then we're back to December. We're already at December. So there we go. The last book of the year is another Robin Sharman book. And this book I read a couple of years ago, I think now. And it's called The 5 a.m. Club. Have you read this, Martina? Yeah.
Yes.
Again, it's an awesome book. It's one of those books that you don't like the monk that stole his Ferrari. You don't know whether it's real. Is it real? Like what's going on? But the lessons that it teaches you, like I've carried with me now. And I do get up at 5 a.m. And I know that might sound absolutely horrific to a lot of you. Maybe why my bags are so big. But just even by not getting up at 5 a.m., but even taking on some of the lessons that he teaches in that book, you'll carry with you forever. You really will.
It doesn't have to be 5 a.m. It just needs to be
a little bit
sometime. Yeah, it's just not about waking up. It's the whole routine and everything. Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's the inspiration behind it. So we're going to finish off. I'm just going to finish off by reading you a bit from that book that is one of my favourite bits. And then that's it. And like I said, what we'll do is we'll pop a post up each month to remind you what book it is we're reading. We would love to hear back from you as you read them, what you enjoyed, what you took from them, and keep it going. Like, let's keep accountable and do it together and go through the year and finish the year strong, basically. So
yeah, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I think so. So it's the Billionaire's Maximum number. It's hashtag number 11. Tomorrow is a bonus, not a riot. So postpone not your heroism and never delay your peacefulness. Your life can fall apart within an hour. I am an optimist and a genuine merchant of hope, and yet I'm also a realist. Accidents, illness, loss and death happen every day. It's human nature to think these things will never occur. Yet all wise philosophers teach us of the transience of our existence. Armed with this insight, connect with your mortality. Understand that your days are numbered, and with the passage of each glorious morning, you grow closer to your end. Don't put off expressing your gifts and your talents. Make certain you enjoy this ride. Have a good time as you rise towards your magnificence. It's so sad how most people postpone having a beautiful, fun, and magical life until they're too old to fully savour it. Life is absolutely a sublime journey. Yes, we all experience trials and heartbreak, but it's mostly good. Every hero story needs to have a villain and juicy tragedy along with the triumphs and ultimate victory for it to be a tale worth watching. And so keep the shortness of life at the forefront of your focus. Don't put off your happiness until you have more time or you get the promotion or you have more money in the bank. These are excuses born of feelings that you are undeserving. Sense them and extract them from your orbit so that you can keep ascending into your loftiest realms. Tomorrow is a promise, not a fact. Enjoy every morning and appreciate each day you have on earth. Take bold risks, yet hedge them with common sense. Balance living like there is no tomorrow with behaving like you'll live forever, so that when the end does come, you know you've lived your life as a majestic testimony to the capacity for the legendary that every human being carries inside of them.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful book. So there we go, guys. There's your 12 books, your 12 months. We've done it for you. We've done the work for you. You now just have to go out and read, listen, watch, however you decide. Have a beautiful
Awesome.
day.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this.
We'll see you all soon. Next Wednesday, in fact.
Right, bye.